So now the son-in-law comes out and says he's got this computer program, and that's why he won the election. Like he's the only one on the fucking planet with targeted AI marketing. Now, the fact of the matter is, you use that targeted AI marketing to concertedly deceive the American public. Okay? And where you got it from is the real issue here. Because you see, there's this theme, if you will, a concurrent theme between Russian propaganda and this whole anti-establishment movement. Okay? Other than the fact that it's all based on bullshit. And it's this idea of the elites sending jobs overseas and all this crap. And, oh, I know jobs get sent overseas. Jobs get sent here, too. Did you know that? Did you know that Honda, at one point, had more automotive plants in America than I think it was Chevy and Ford combined at the time? They had certainly built more new plants in America than Ford did up until recently when, Obama kind of helped resurrect the whole automotive industry here in the United States by doing basically what amounted to environmental regulations. Those pesky environmental regulations wound up causing the manufacturers of the vehicles to push their engineering to the next level, and Ford wound up creating some amazing turbos that have given their vehicles just, it's the only actual system that I think that has come out that was better than VTEC as far as like just how well it worked in the majority of the power band and with fuel savings. And it's basically been the next evolution of VTEC. But then, Honda's come back and done what Honda do. Anyways, this is not a car talk video. What I want to talk about has to do with cars, has to do with manufacturing, it has to do with the real reason why it seems like the global elites are sending our jobs overseas. Okay? And that's, the whole idea of the establishment, right? It's because of the elites, right? The only real credible argument that people try to make is that it's not about racism, it's not about socialism, it's just that the global elites are sending our jobs overseas. I hear this, from everybody who's programmed by the Kremlin. All right? And here's why it's bullshit. Whose job? Little Bernie supporter? They sent your job overseas? About all those guys at the alt-right conference there. They sent those guys jobs overseas? What jobs were those? Were there a bunch of jobs here making little cell phones and shit that were sent overseas by some global elites? What global elites have the power to do this? Individual companies do these things. Individual companies have shareholders. They're mostly publicly traded on the stock exchange. And that has its benefits and its downsides. One of the downsides is that it winds up, instead of being a family hereditary kind of prideful company, that wants to be rooted where it's rooted, it winds up being a company based on a model that pleases the shareholders. And what pleases the shareholders really very often does not please the company, founders, the family that founded the company. And they're wasn't there a Chris Farley movie about that shit? I mean, these things aren't fucking secret, is what I'm trying to tell you. But you're being fed this delusion that's making you cooperative and complicit, essentially a useful idiot, just like Donald Trump is, Bernie people. Yes, you are a same kind of useful idiot that Donald Trump is. The Young Turks and Majority Report with Sam Setter. You are useful idiots. You are spouting off this nonsense about the global elites, and you could never stand up to questioning from like an adult. Okay? Never. Never could a single Bernie supporter ever stand up to any scrutiny by adults in a general election. The idea that Bernie could have won the general election is preposterous. He voted against Amber Alerts, okay? He voted against Amber Alerts. He's got all these kids out supporting him. And he voted against the federal government coordinating, stopping kidnappings and child abductions. There's a system called Amber Alerts that helps coordinate law enforcement bodies when your kid goes missing. And he voted against that. That alone, goodbye general election, okay? Well, you think all the Republicans are going to cheat for him like they did for Trump? No. But this idea of the global elites, this very idea that all these fucking channels on the left and the right is based on, that bankers are the ones sending your jobs overseas? Why? Like, what's the logic behind that? The only way in reality that can even be twisted into being true is by how dare bankers give people other than white man money to start businesses. Okay? How dare bankers allow other people to compete? Guess what? There's banks in other countries. They're going to be competing with or without our money. Better that our banks make money off of them instead of the immense mafia racketeering racket which would otherwise be doing so. That immense mafia racketeering racket that comes from a certain northern place which all your rhetoric seems to fucking coincide with while you protect them. The Young Turks and the Majority Report with Sam Setter. Bullshitter. I was all pissed off about the election, and I found these guys talking some good stuff about, like, I didn't forget what the fuck they were talking about when I first. Finally, I thought they were fucking like, I thought, because of the name of the thing, that they were actually conservatives against Trump. Because for a while they were sounding like grown-ups. The guy, Sam Setter, was on there. He sounded like a grown-up. Didn't take me but a couple of fucking episodes to realize, oh, Jesus. It's more fucking Bernie people. And I don't got anything against any Bernie supporters. No, not a single Bernie supporter do I have anything against. Frankly, y'all fucking probably my people, okay? But these people on here making you support Bernie are some lying sacks of fucking communist traitorous shit. They are intentionally misleading you into ineptitude and impotence in the democratic process. It's about destroying the Democratic Party, okay? That's their whole fucking purpose. The Young Turks is, like I said, named for a genocidal militia. Named for a group of Turkish people, a militia, in I think it was 1916. Okay. That went village to village and killed Armenian men, women, and children. That's where the quote name, the Young Turks, comes from. But you can believe everything they say if you want to. Constantly glorifying a guy who didn't vote for him. I can't fucking imagine that. Like, I can't fathom that. How people could be dumb enough to think that he would win the general election after not voting for Amber Alert. That's your children, man. You know, I mean, that's like saying Donald Trump won the election fair and square. It's the same level of fucking insanity and stupidity all mixed up into one. Like, you know, like the little guy on there tonight. What's his fucking name? See, I put in my history. I was just watching, and it was just so fucking painful. I had to unsubscribe on my wife's channel. It was Mark Blythe, one of those guys, and Mark Blythe, and all these little guys on the Young Turks talking about the global elite sending their jobs over. Was that your job that they sent overseas? Really? What job was that? Was that a manufacturing job? Or what do you know how to manufacture, little Bernie Sanders supporters? You ain't even fucking graduated college yet. And you've been in a damn trade school. And if you half of them have never had a job, okay, and they're talking about sending jobs overseas. Okay, everybody, get this through your thick fucking skulls. People used to make stuff with their hands, and now robots make the shit. And a couple of people sit there and run the robots. Just get that through your heads. Society needs to adjust to this. Yes, there are very reasonable people talking about this and how society needs to adjust this. Their voices are being blotted out by this media fucking mayhem. Okay, the difference between media and press is the media is this concerted KGB organized effort to numb your fucking mind. Okay, that's what media is. It's an empire. Says the Bible. The Biblioteca. Yeah. The Bible. Yes, that's. $14.33. So, I mean, Trump already accepted a gift from a foreign leader today after berating the press. So he's violated, like, the Constitution twice in one day. Eh. That's interesting. Just remember Bernie people. Just remember Jill Stein people. That just mindless corporate shill Jill Stein. Who the fuck voted for that? Like, did you literally just see a picture of her and like her name and decided to vote for her? Oh, Jill Stein. Oh, sounds like Ben Stein. She must be smart. At least we still get to have a woman president, and it's not Hillary. That's why people voted for Jill Stein. That's the extent of the fucking thought that must have went into her. Because if you listen to her speak, when like in an interview, I saw one fucking interview, and I'm just like, this is an idiot. Okay, IQ 135 or below, not capable of being president. All right, Donald Trump is just scary motherfucker, but he's not an idiot. Bernie Sanders really creeps me the fuck out. I know why people support him. I support the reasons why people support him to an extent, except for the rhetorical nonsense about the fucking global elites. Okay? There are things that can be done to address the individual issues within the framework of our system should we stop being divided by people like Bernie Sanders and actually unite behind somebody like Hillary Clinton. Excuse me. Everybody's getting sniffly around here. I can smoke if I want to. But man, let me just tell you something about Bernie. He gets this grin from time to time where he takes delight in that his bullshit is working. He sees, like that look when an intelligence officer sees his plan unfolding and knows that he's done good by the power, to the for the empire or whatever you want to call it. There's just not really much to fucking know about what to call it these days, is there? But nonetheless, the man of sin has sent the lawless one. And all the false prophets did pave his way, while I tried to warn you.